Okay, here's a lovely graph sketching question. They sketched what looks like a cubic graph. We don't need to know its equation though, because all we've got to do is sketch two graphs, one where we've got a +1 here and one where we've got a 2. Okay, so it's clear we've got a +1. Okay, so you ask yourself, is it a +1 inside or a +1 outside? Okay, depending on whether it's a +1 inside or a +1 outside, does it change all x's or does it change all y's? You decide which. Okay, and then what does it do to all x's or all y's? Well, we're adding one, so it's either going to be doing the same. Is it going to be adding one to all the x's or y's, or is it going to be taking one away? Okay, so use the rules we've done to decide what's affected and how. And then you've got to sketch it. So if you've decided it affects the y coordinates or the x coordinates, you just take these points here, okay, and you do the relevant thing to all of those, and you make sure those 3 points appear as necessary on the new version of the graph. Okay, and because these coordinates are given, then it's a no-brainer that they're the ones you need to show. Now, you're not in a position, because you don't know what f is. You can't actually, if the new x or y intercepts aren't points related to these points, you can't tell what they are. So it is just these 3 points that you need to show where they go to. All right, and then in the second one, similar kind of thing, but this time instead of adding 1, we're multiplying by 2. Are we multiplying by 2 inside or outside? Does it affect x's? Does it affect y's? Does it affect them by multiplying by 2, or does it affect them by dividing by 2? All right, so make the decision about what happens to all x's or all y's, do it to these coordinates, and sketch the new graph. I hope that helps. Okay. Part C, mustn't forget that, we'll have to turn over. So here we've clearly multiplied by a half, but have we done it inside or have we done it outside? Does it affect all the x's? Does it affect all the y's? Does it affect them by multiplying by a half or by dividing by a half, which would be multiplying by 2? So make your decisions about those, take the same 3 points that we had earlier, and decide where they go to. And it says show clearly the coordinates of all the points where the curve meets the axes. So it must be that giving you those 3 points is enough that when you do all of those changes, you can actually tell where the new curve cuts the axes. Okay, so that's great.